My beloved soul, today is not an ordinary day, and the words you are hearing right now are not ordinary words. This is a divine message wrapped in love, wrapped in destiny, and wrapped in the whisper of heaven that is calling your name. God says that everyone is talking, the heavens are watching, and even the earth is responding to what your soulmate just said on marriage. It was not a random word, not an empty confession, but a seed of truth planted by divine timing that has the power to transform your future. You may not realize it, but when a soulmate speaks, it is not just their voice, it is a heavenly echo, a vibration that carries through the spirit, through the hearts of people around you, through the conversations whispered in secret, and even through the longings you have hidden in the deepest chambers of your heart. You have prayed for this moment. You have wondered if it will ever come. You have walked nights alone asking God if He still remembers you, if He still hears you, if your story of love is written, or if you have been forgotten. And now God is saying, no, my child, you have not been forgotten. The moment your soulmate opened their lips and spoke about marriage, the heavens leaned in. The angels rejoiced, and suddenly, the whole spiritual atmosphere shifted. Everyone is talking about it because heaven made sure the world took notice. The words spoken by your soulmate carried the weight of destiny, and that weight cannot be ignored. Think about it. Marriage is not just a human decision. It is a covenant. It is a sacred bond. It is the joining of two souls who were designed by God long before the world knew their names. And when your soulmate speaks about marriage, they are not speaking lightly. They are declaring what was already written in the eternal script of heaven. They are confirming that what God ordained cannot be erased, that what God connected cannot be broken, and that what God joined together was never meant to be separated by doubt, fear, or delay. God says, pay attention, because the world may try to reduce this to gossip, to chatter, to human curiosity, but in truth, everyone is talking about it because the Spirit of God has stirred their hearts to see the beauty of what is unfolding. When something is born of God, it cannot be hidden. When a promise ripens, it cannot be delayed. And when love is true, it carries a fragrance so strong that people cannot help but notice. Everyone is talking about what your soulmate said, because it was not an ordinary statement. It was a prophetic declaration. You may be asking yourself, why does it matter what people are saying? Why is it so important that others are talking? God says it matters because it is a confirmation. He uses the mouths of others to echo what He has already spoken in your spirit. People are talking because your story is becoming a testimony. People are talking because what was once hidden is now being revealed. People are talking because your season of waiting is turning into a season of manifestation. Beloved, listen closely. You may have been rejected before. You may have been overlooked, forgotten, or even betrayed. But this moment is different. This word is different. This marriage is different. This soulmate is not like the ones who walked away or failed to see your worth. This is the one who carries your reflection in their soul. This is the one who speaks words that align with the promises God whispered to you when no one else was listening. This is the one who says, I see you, I choose you, I honor you. Not out of convenience, but out of covenant. And the moment those words were spoken, they carried the weight of destiny that made even strangers pay attention. Everyone is talking because God wants you to know that your story is no longer hidden. The silence is over. The waiting is over. The whispers of heaven have now become shouts on earth. What your soulmate said has awakened something not only in your life, but in the lives of those who will witness your union. For marriage is never just about two people. It is about legacy. It is about purpose. It is about creating a divine partnership that shakes the world, that brings glory to God, that builds what could not be built alone. God says, you have cried enough tears in secret. You have battled loneliness in silence. You have watched others celebrate while you wondered if your turn would ever come. But now everyone is talking, not to shame you, but to lift you, to affirm you, to let you know that heaven has placed a spotlight on your destiny. This is not just talk for entertainment. This is talk for confirmation. This is the sound of destiny unfolding in real time. And maybe, beloved, you doubt it. Maybe you hear those words and think, but could it really be true for me? And God says, yes, it is true. Yes, it is yours. Yes, it is time. Do not let fear silence the joy that heaven is releasing. Do not let doubt blind you to the miracle unfolding. Do not let the scars of the past convince you that this promise is not real. When your soulmate speaks about marriage, it is not a casual idea. It is the unlocking of heaven's timeline over your life. And now, the beauty of it is that you are not the only one who knows. Everyone around you senses it. Everyone around you sees it. Everyone around you hears it. This is why conversations are rising, why hearts are stirred, why eyes are watching. Because when God writes a love story, it does not stay in the shadows. It becomes a testimony that touches others. It becomes a light that guides those still waiting. Becomes a song of hope for those who thought it was impossible. Beloved, this is your time. God says what your soulmate just said on marriage has broken the silence, ended the waiting, and announced to the heavens and the earth that your story is alive. And now the only thing left for you to do is receive it. Believe it. Hold it in your heart like a treasure. Guard it as the jewel it is. And walk forward knowing that this love is not built on sand, but on the eternal rock of divine promise. Beloved soul, I want you to understand the depth of what is taking place. God is saying that the reason everyone cannot stop talking about what your soulmate just said on marriage is because the statement was not ordinary. It pierced through atmospheres. It shifted the energy in rooms where your name was once dismissed. It has awakened conversations in circles you did not even know existed. And the beauty of it all is that God is showing you that love is no longer a secret in your story. It is now a testimony that others cannot ignore. The words of your soulmate have become a sound that traveled beyond their lips. Those words became a spiritual trumpet that announced, this union is ordained, this covenant is sealed, this destiny is being revealed. And now the echoes of that trumpet are being heard by others, causing them to whisper, to question, to marvel, to celebrate, and even to envy. For when God does something great in the life of his child, the world cannot look away. Do not be surprised, beloved, that people are talking. Do not be shocked that eyes are watching. This is not to intimidate you, but to remind you that you carry a story too great to remain hidden. Your soulmate's words have pulled back the curtain on a future that God carefully prepared. It is like a theater play where the actors rehearse in private, but once the curtain rises, the entire audience can see the beauty of the performance. And now your curtain has been raised. The whispers have begun. The applause is near, and your story is being told in ways you could not have imagined. God says that marriage is not just about companionship. It is about destiny. It is about two souls carrying divine assignments who are brought together to multiply what they could never accomplish alone. And when your soulmate spoke about marriage, they were not just expressing a desire. They were aligning with heaven's agenda. They were saying, yes, I accept the call. Yes, I accept the covenant. Yes, I accept the mission that God placed inside this love. This is why everyone is talking. Because they sense something bigger than romance, bigger than attraction, bigger than personal preference. They sense destiny. They sense purpose. They sense the hand of God writing something eternal. They may not even know why they are drawn to it, but their hearts cannot ignore it. For when heaven stamps approval on something, even the earth must respond. Beloved, understand this truth. The words your soulmate spoke have not only opened conversations, but also opened doors. Heaven is arranging alignments. People who never supported you before will suddenly begin to notice you. Opportunities that were closed will now recognize the weight of your new season. For when God brings two together under his covenant, their light shines brighter, their influence reaches further, and their legacy grows deeper. This is not just a union, it is a revival, and perhaps you wonder why it matters that people are noticing. God says it matters because your testimony is not for you alone. Your story will heal someone who thought love was over for them. Your journey will comfort someone who believed their prayers were unanswered. Your union will inspire someone who gave up on marriage altogether. Everyone is talking because God has turned your love story into a message of hope. Think about Joseph in the scriptures. When his life turned, when his destiny was revealed, everyone in Egypt spoke about him. They marveled at what God had done. In the same way, when your soulmate opened their mouth about marriage, your destiny was revealed. And now the sound of it is moving through conversations you may never hear, but they are happening nonetheless. Some are in awe, some are jealous, some are inspired, some are praying that what they see in you will also come to them. And through it all, God is glorified. Do not let fear silence you. Do not let the chatter of others make you doubt what God has already sealed. Everyone is talking, but not everyone understands, and that is okay. You do not need their understanding. You only need to rest in the truth that heaven understands, heaven approves, and heaven has already declared this union as blessed. Beloved, God says this is not a moment to hide your joy. This is not a season to walk in shadows. This is the season to stand boldly and declare, yes, this love is real. Yes, this promise is true. Yes, this marriage is ordained by God. Do not apologize for what heaven has given you. Do not shrink so others can feel comfortable. Do not dim the light of this covenant because others are not ready to see it shine. God says, let them talk, let them whisper, let them wonder. Their words cannot cancel what heaven has written. And listen carefully. What your soulmate just said is not only transforming your life, it is transforming theirs. For when someone chooses to step into covenant love, they are also stepping into maturity, into purpose, into obedience. Marriage is not just a gift to you, it is also a refining fire for them. It will stretch them, grow them, and lead them deeper into the character God designed them to carry. And together, you will both be sharpened, strengthened, and established. Beloved, lean in and listen with your spirit. Everyone talking is simply proof that heaven has shifted your story. Their words are echoes of what has already been decreed. Their conversations are confirmations that your silence is over. Your soulmate's voice has awakened something that cannot go back to sleep. It has awakened destiny. It has awakened covenant. It has awakened the marriage heaven already saw from the beginning. So stand firm. Walk with confidence. Know that you are not entering just a union of flesh, but a union of spirit. And as you walk into it, let every conversation around you be a reminder that heaven's hand is on your life. God says everyone is talking not because you are ordinary, but because your love story carries glory. And this glory will be seen. This glory will be heard. And this glory will never be denied. Beloved, when God says everyone is talking about what your soulmate just said on marriage, He wants you to understand that these are not just passing conversations. These are divine echoes, signs that something greater has been set in motion. You have stepped into a prophetic unfolding of love that cannot be denied. Heaven has turned its pages, and now the chapter of your life called waiting has been closed. You are reading a new chapter called fulfillment, and it begins with the very words your soulmate released into the atmosphere. Think for a moment about how powerful words are. Words create worlds. God Himself formed creation with words. He said, "Let there be light," and light appeared. In the same way, when your soulmate spoke about marriage, they were not merely talking. They were creating, they were shaping a new reality, building a foundation for a future that already existed in God's design, but needed a spoken word to bring it forth. Now that word has been released and it cannot return empty. It will accomplish what it was sent to do. This is why everyone is talking. Because they are feeling the ripple effects of creation. They are sensing the vibration of a covenant that has been called into being. It is like when a stone is dropped into water. The ripples move outward, touching everything in their path. The word spoken by your soulmate was the stone, and the ripples are the conversations, the whispers, the awareness now surrounding you. And beloved, this ripple is unstoppable. God says, do not underestimate what has begun. For many years you walked in silence, praying in hidden places, wondering if love would ever reach you. You looked at your reflection sometimes and questioned if you were truly chosen, if you were truly worthy of covenant love. And yet here you are, standing in the moment where God Himself has confirmed that you were always worthy, always chosen, always prepared for such a time as this. And your soulmate's words were the divine confirmation. Everyone is talking not to mock you, but to magnify the miracle. Some may disguise their amazement in gossip, others in doubt, but it does not matter. Their words are still testimony. Their voices, whether supportive or skeptical, are still declaring what heaven has revealed, that your time has come, that your union is marked, that your marriage will be remembered. Beloved, God says you must rise into this moment with faith. Do not shrink. Do not let your past insecurities rob you of the joy that has been released. Marriage is not a small thing. It is the joining of two destinies, the intertwining of two callings, the fusion of two hearts that were created to beat as one. It is the picture of Christ and His bride, the sacred bond that reflects divine love. And when your soulmate said those words, they were saying, I am ready to reflect heaven with you. I am ready to build legacy with you. I am ready to honor God with you. This is why conversations are rising, because people are witnessing something they cannot fully explain. They see the light of God shining on you, and they cannot deny it. They may not even understand why they are compelled to speak about it, but their spirit recognizes the shift. Just as creation recognized the voice of God and responded, so do people now respond to the voice of destiny, spoken by your soulmate. Do not fear the attention, beloved. Do not run from the eyes that are watching. This is not exposure meant to embarrass you. This is revelation meant to glorify God. Your marriage will not be hidden in shadows. It will be a city on a hill, a lamp that cannot be put under a basket. It will shine, and its light will give courage to many who are still waiting for their own promise. Perhaps you are wondering why God allows others to talk about something so personal, so intimate. And God says it is because your story is not only for you. Your story is a seed for others. Your marriage will be a sermon. Your love will be a ministry. Your union will be a testimony that preaches louder than any words. Others will see you and believe again. Others will witness your covenant and remember that God has not forgotten them. Others will look at your journey and say, if God did it for them, He can do it for me. This is why everyone is talking, because your marriage is not just about your happiness. It is about God's glory. It is about legacy. It is about nations. It is about children yet unborn who will carry the fruit of this union. It is about communities that will be blessed because you and your soulmate said yes not only to each other, but to God. Beloved, open your heart wide. Receive this moment fully. Let joy replace the sorrow of years past. Let peace wash away the anxieties of waiting. Let gratitude rise higher than fear. For what your soulmate has said is the key that unlocked everything. And now that the door is open, no man can shut it. Not jealousy, not doubt, not delay, not opposition. The door is open, and you will walk through it hand in hand with the one God designed for you. Everyone is talking because the fragrance of true love cannot be hidden. It is like perfume poured out. Once released, it fills the room. The fragrance of your marriage promise has filled the atmosphere, and now even those far away are breathing it in. They cannot ignore it. They cannot deny it. They can only talk about it, because talking is their way of acknowledging the presence of something divine. So smile, beloved. Lift your head high. You are not the same person you were yesterday. You are stepping into a covenant that has been waiting for you since before you were born. Your soulmate's words have announced it. Heaven has confirmed it. And the earth is now echoing it. Everyone is talking. But the truth is, heaven has already spoken. And what heaven says will stand forever. Beloved soul, now you stand at the threshold of the fulfillment of a promise, and God says this is the moment to fully embrace what your soulmate has spoken. Everyone is talking, yes, but this is not the point. The point is that heaven has spoken. Your soulmate's words were not casual. They were a divine announcement, a spiritual confirmation, a reflection of what God has already ordained in eternity. And now you are witnessing the unveiling of destiny, the manifestation of covenant love, the arrival of a future that was written long before time began. God says, do not shrink in humility or fear. Let the joy rise within you. Let the anticipation swell in your heart. Let the peace of knowing that you are chosen and marked for divine love take over every thought. Everyone talking is merely a reflection of the truth that has already been revealed in the spiritual realm. It is the applause of the universe for what your soulmate has just confirmed. And beloved, you deserve to step into it fully, without hesitation, without doubt, without apology. Think of the power of a single word. One sentence from your soulmate has shifted entire atmospheres. It has caused people to whisper, to wonder, to pay attention. It has changed conversations in ways that honor God's plan. God says every comment, every observation, every subtle acknowledgement from others is simply evidence that His hand is moving. Your story is no longer hidden. Your promise is no longer delayed. Your marriage is no longer a question mark. The answer has been given, spoken aloud, and confirmed by heaven. Beloved, I want you to understand that this is not merely about human connection. This is about divine timing. This is about destiny. This is about two souls who were created to find each other, to complete each other, to reflect the love of God through their union. When your soulmate spoke about marriage, they were speaking more than words. They were declaring covenant. They were aligning with God's perfect timing. They were stepping into a sacred promise that will impact generations to come. Everyone talking is a reflection of the gravity of what has been spoken. They are sensing the weight of heaven's plan in ways they may not fully understand. Their attention, their curiosity, their admiration, their awe, it all points back to the undeniable truth that this is no ordinary love. It is extraordinary. It is supernatural. It is a story written by God, confirmed by your soulmate, and celebrated by heaven itself. Do not let your past insecurities taint your present joy. Do not let the noise of others distract you from the miracle unfolding in your life. Do not doubt the power of words spoken in alignment with God's will. Your soulmate's declaration is a seed, and the harvest is already beginning to appear. The conversations you hear, the reactions you notice, the whispers you cannot ignore, they are all signs that destiny is moving. God says that this moment is about more than romance. It is about maturity, growth, and covenant. It is about stepping into a partnership that challenges you, refines you, strengthens you, and elevates you. Your soulmate's words were the key that unlocked a new level of spiritual, emotional, and relational intimacy. They were not casual. They were not superficial. They were the unlocking of heaven's blueprint for your life. And now, as you embrace it, everyone talking will simply be the background to the glory you will live out. Beloved, let gratitude fill your soul. Let faith rise in your spirit. Let anticipation and joy become your constant companions. God says, this is your season to receive the manifestation of promises long whispered in prayer. This is your season to see the covenant confirmed, the alignment fulfilled, and the love perfected. What your soulmate spoke was not just a dream. It was a divine confirmation. What people are saying is not just gossip. It is a reflection of the power of God at work. And what you are experiencing is the beginning of a lifetime of covenant love. Stand tall, beloved soul. Step boldly into this new chapter. Walk confidently in the knowledge that heaven has orchestrated this moment for you. Let no fear, no doubt, no past pain, no human opinion shake you. Everyone is talking because your story is extraordinary. Everyone is talking because destiny cannot be hidden. Everyone is talking because what your soulmate said has opened a door that will never close, a covenant that cannot be broken, and a love that will only deepen with every passing day. God says, this is your hour, this is your season, this is your story, and it is beautiful. Every word, every promise, every conversation, every gaze of wonder is a testimony that heaven is faithful. Your soulmate's words have set in motion a divine symphony, and everyone talking is simply hearing the echoes of heaven's glory in your life. So rejoice, beloved. Celebrate. Lift your heart high. Walk forward with courage, confidence, and joy. What your soulmate has spoken is the confirmation of a promise, the manifestation of destiny, and the unveiling of a love that will last forever. Everyone talking is the proof that heaven has moved, that God has spoken, and that your covenant love is now unstoppable. And now, as you step into this season fully, God says, remember this: love is not just to be received, it is to be nurtured. Marriage is not just about union, it is about purpose. Your soulmate's words were the key, but your faith, your trust, your commitment, and your obedience are what will sustain this covenant. Everyone talking will continue, but your focus must remain on the one who spoke the words, the one God placed in your life, and the one who orchestrates every detail for your good and his glory. Beloved, your story has changed. Your chapter of waiting has ended. Your covenant has begun. Your soulmate has spoken, heaven has confirmed, and the world is now listening. Step boldly, walk faithfully, and receive the fullness of what has been promised. Everyone is talking, but you know the truth. God is faithful. God is good, and your love is eternal.